Taking a look at temperatures, it is cold out there this morning. We're seeing temperatures later this afternoon climbing into the 60s for the first time in some time. I'll show you when the temperatures will start to fall again.
And shooting in Garner, a man is in critical condition this morning. What we know as police trying to find the person responsible. Plus, back in court, the sentencing for Austin Thompson resumes today. What we can expect as the defense prepares to present its case. WRAL News at 8 starts in less than 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your #1 source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It's 8 a.m. here on Fox 50 on your Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. We've got lots to get to in this hour. Let's start with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WSWA Weather Center tracking another cool day. But boy, is it going to warm up nicely.
Yeah, today is going to be a bit different than the last several days. It's starting the same with cold temperatures. This is a live look at Zebulon this morning. You can see the beautiful blue sky. It's 31 degrees right now in the triangle, but we started in the mid-20s. So we've already started to see the nice warm up. It's all thanks to a wind coming out of the southwest. That's going to help to push the warm air into our region for today. But a cold front tomorrow is going to ruin it for us. I'll show you that coming up. But right now it's 28 in Roxborough, 30 in Rocky Mount, 30 in Southern Pines. So we're seeing temperatures climbing a few degrees, and we're looking in some places at temperatures that are 10 to 20 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So again, we're getting that ball rolling. We'll climb up to 61 at 1 o'clock, and we'll be in the 60s all the way until 6 o'clock this afternoon. So that gives you a nice time frame to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather. Tomorrow's front will bring cooler air. It'll also bring us a few showers. We'll check that out coming up, Ken.
What is happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center? We got a couple of troubled spots we want to bring your attention to. First, let's start with this situation that's happening on I-40 eastbound. It's crashed near the Cary-Harrison exit, and you can see the huge delays it's causing all the way back to I-540. Let's take you outside and show you exactly what we're talking about this morning. This is a situation there on I-40 eastbound where they're working this crash on the side of the road. You can see it's off to the shoulder of the road, but they're actually shutting down at least one lane to give first responders a wide berth in terms of figuring out exactly what's going on. But you can see the onlooker delays that it's causing right there on I-40 eastbound. The other, in terms of coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area, the other troubled spot coming in out of Apex, US 1, we're seeing a delay between Highway 55 and just before the US 64 interchange. You're looking at a 12-minute delay. You might just want to take State Road 540 as an alternate route. Yes, it's a toll, but it'll help you avoid what's happening on US 1. The other troubled spot, 11 minutes coming in from Wake Forest at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thank you. This morning, police in Garner are looking for answers after a man was shot in a car at a busy intersection. This happened late last night at Timber Drive and Vandora Springs Road. So that's where we find Ali Kadlabar and the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Ali, investigators are now asking for help from people who live nearby.
Yeah, Laura, they're asking for any video surveillance, any doorbell cameras, anything that could lead them to just what exactly played out here last night. We saw investigators out here for several hours through the night. We can even still see what's left of the scene, just markings outlining that car. You can also see there is shattered glass still remaining from that scene. Now we want to take you what that scene looked like. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker showing law enforcement even shutting down several lanes of Timber Drive. The focus of the investigation was that red car, and you can even see those windows are shattered. There appears to be boots outside of it. Garner police say they responded to a disabled car on Timber Drive around 7:15 p.m. They found a man shot inside, and he was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. We also know he was the only person found in that car at the time. We're asking police these questions, and I reached out to them again within the past 30 minutes, just trying to get answers to these questions. What's the man's name? Also, what is his condition this morning? And also, how many times he was shot, and if they have any leads on just exactly what led up to this shooting. Reporting live in Garner, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Well, today the sentencing hearing for Raleigh mass shooter Austin Thompson resumes. The defense will present its case, trying to persuade the judge Thompson should be eligible for parole. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside the Wake County Justice Center. And Kelsey, Thompson's attorneys are expected to argue that he can be rehabilitated.
Yes, Ken, we're about 90 minutes away from hearing from the defense in the Austin Thompson trial. Thompson's attorneys will walk through these doors here at the Wake County Courthouse on a mission to convince the judge that he deserves parole. Remember, Thompson has already pleaded guilty for killing 5 people during the 2022 mass shooting in Raleigh's Hedingham community. The defense's job now is to convince the judge that he's capable of reform. If the facts and testimony do not prove that he is, he will likely be sentenced to life without parole. The state took about 3.5 days of testimony. We expect the defense will take days of testimony too. FBI behavioral analyst Dr. Carrie Gibson took to the stand Friday. She has profiled and reviewed cases for mass shooters, but has not analyzed Austin Thompson. She explained how secrecy is important to other mass shooters.
It's very important they keep that quiet, that they are secret in that, because if they do not, they will not be successful.
And looking ahead now, the next big question is, will Austin Thompson go on the stand? We're still waiting to find that out. You can watch today's court proceedings live on WRAL.com starting at 9:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Kelsey, thank you. A house fire is under investigation in Cumberland County this morning. This happened overnight on Lacewood Court. That's right off of Highway 87. Fire crews tell WRAL that the house was condemned, but 2 people were staying inside. No injuries were reported. This morning, we are getting new images of a wildfire in western North Carolina. Crews are battling a fire in the Nantahala National Forest. This is near Highway 64 in Macon County. So far, it has burned around 80 acres and is 30% contained. Rain is expected to slow down the fire.
We're learning more information about a major animal cruelty bust in Nash County. The sheriff's office says these 2 men you're about to see right now were raising more than 600 roosters for cockfighting. The sheriff's office says all of this started last month when a deputy tried to serve a warrant. He says he noticed a dog, cat, and chickens all in bad shape. Animal Control began investigating. Investigators found hundreds of roosters at a home on Logan's Run Lane near Middlesex. Nash County Sheriff Deputy Alan Wilson says the sheriff's office is now investigating. They want to learn if there are any ties to other cockfighting operations in our state.
I would say this was a large ring. There may be possible other charges coming with other individuals.
Nash County Animal Services took custody of the birds, and we are still trying to learn what will happen to them. We've also tried reaching out to Inez Castro and Audrey Sr. We've not heard back. Court documents say both men are out of jail on bond and are due in court later this month.
Digital billboards are going up in parts of the Southwest as authorities search for Nancy Guthrie. Billboards like this here are approaching and appearing in Texas, New Mexico, and California after she disappeared more than a week ago. Authorities believe the 84-year-old was taken from her home against her will. Her family and authorities say that her health is fragile and she needs her medication to stay alive. Guthrie's daughter, Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, made another plea on social media yesterday asking for help.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help.
Yesterday was a reported deadline for a $6 million ransom. The FBI has not identified any suspects and are not aware of any contact between any suspects and the Guthrie family.
Happening today, leaders at Wake County Schools are planning to talk about a nearly $3 billion facility plan that would get rid of dozens of classroom trailers. It's a 7-year plan. It focuses mostly on school innovations and improvements. As part of it, the school district wants to get rid of nearly 100 classroom trailers. It currently has more than 600.
It's pretty standard procedure, and school districts across the country have these trailers. They're always meant to be temporary. In Wake County, in a lot of cases, they really haven't been all that temporary. They've lasted at some schools for 20 or more years.
You can follow our coverage today in the education section of our website, WRAL.com.
Ken, get this. U.S. has won 2 silver medals in the Olympics in 2 different places there. We're talking about the free ski slope style, and this is the U.S. ski and snowboard team giving their props to Alex Hall. And then the other winner there, keep scrolling, you have Ben Ogden, and he won that for the cross-country skiing there in the men's competition. We're also getting a look at the medal count right now, and it looks like Italy's still number 1 there with 10 total. Norway behind there. Japan, Switzerland, and Sweden will, of course, keep watching to see how this shifts the United States. I think previously we said 9th place, but we're going to double check and see what their place is now after, again, securing 2 silver medals.
Excellent. Good to hear that. Well, Terminal A11, saved by a stranger. The efforts one man took to save the life of a boy he didn't even know, and how other families can learn from what happened.
And grilled about safety, how lawmakers are pushing for change in Charlotte after a deadly stabbing on a commuter train, and why some Democrats are calling the proceedings partisan theater. Elizabeth?
Warm and wonderful this afternoon as we climb into the 60s. We have rain in our forecast for tomorrow and again for parts of the weekend. I'll walk you through it so you can plan around. 8:14, we're taking a live look at Zebulon this morning. Looking beautiful here, just a little bit breezy there on the lawn in front of Town Hall. The wind today is coming out of the southwest, and that's what's going to warm us up so nicely. We have started with chilly temperatures this morning. Most of us in the mid-20s to begin with, and now we're seeing 30s in some places. It's 30 in Southern Pines, 31 in Raleigh and Durham, 30 in Wilson, Goldsboro, and in Rocky Mount. Take a look at our forecast. Hopefully you can get a chance to get outside with the kids on the greenway, on the bikes this afternoon. Our temperature is 61 at 1 o'clock and again at 6 p.m. and we'll warm up into the mid-60s. Now, of course, it's been a very cold winter. It's been fun to watch the Winter Olympics. And of course, we do have our own winter sports here in North Carolina. Meteorologist Chris Michaels coming up to talk more about how we do that here where it's warmer. Ken? All
right, happening now, the WRAL Traffic Center. We're staying on top of that situation on I-40 eastbound. This crash just cleared within the last few minutes or so. It was right near the Carey Harrison exit. It's really off to the shoulder of the road, and it's really still off to the shoulder of the road. We're seeing some onlooker delays right now, and that's really what you're looking at. You're looking at maybe like a 3 to 5 minute delay. I'll keep an eye on it and have an update for you in less than 10 minutes.
Ken, thank you. An everyday hero is being celebrated this morning after he risked icy cold water to rescue a child stuck in a neighborhood pond here. This was the scene. It happened over the weekend at Laurel Hills Community Center in Raleigh. Zach Boyd says he was at the right place at the right time when he jumped into the pond to save the child who ventured onto the ice. The father of the boy says he tried to help but got stuck in the mud while trying to reach him. He says if Boyd not been there, things may have turned out differently.
It means the absolute world to me as someone who's in literally stuck in the water, helpless, watching their child, in peril. That to know that people will respond like that.
I just did what I would hope that anybody else would do for any kid, any human, in that situation.
So here's a reminder. Officials in the area tell WRAL when ponds freeze, the ice is never thick enough to walk on. Charlotte leadership faced some tough questions about safety from state lawmakers months after the death of Irina Zarutska on a light rail train. They went before the House Oversight Committee, answering questions for more than 6 hours about crime, not working with ICE, and other issues. Former Raleigh Police Chief and now Charlotte Police Chief Estella Patterson addressed lawmakers.
We really have to focus heavily on the perception of crime. I think people think that Charlotte is an unsafe city, although our numbers show otherwise.
But again, the goal of everyone here is to make sure that our communities are safe, that people are safe, that innocent people are safe.
So House Democrats issued a statement as well after the hearing. They called it partisan theater and said Charlotte is safer than many areas in the state.
President Trump threatening to block a major infrastructure that would link the U.S. and Canada. There's a project to build a new bridge that would connect Ontario to Detroit, Michigan. On social media, the president says he will not allow the bridge to open until the U.S. is compensated for what it has given to Canada. Trump's post comes after he threatened to add additional tariffs on Canada over a possible trade deal with China. The bridge is expected to open later this year. Canada has not yet publicly responded to the threat.
Well, happening today, the U.S. Postal Service is hosting a job fair in Research Triangle Park. The Postal Service is looking to fill both full and part-time positions. Today's job fair will be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Most units at a Chapel Hill housing complex are still empty and in need of repairs 7 months after Tropical Storm Chantal. Well, some doors at Camelot Village have safety notices on them saying the units are compromised. Two different condo owners say they took matters into their own hands. They each spent about $20,000 on repairs.
This is a large problem in Chapel Hill that needs to be fixed. I hope that it will. I hope that progress will be made quickly on getting funds to build these units back so that this can be the vibrant little place that it was in Chapel Hill before the storm.
These owners say they hope they can eventually be reimbursed by insurance. The management company says working with the insurance company has been a lengthy process and has caused delays in starting repairs for other units.
The Winter Olympics are in full swing, and whether the snow is real or man-made, it's obviously critical to the success of skiers and snowboarders. Meteorologist Chris Michaels shows us how snow is made at ski resorts and in today's Ask the Meteorologist. Chris.
Yeah, Laura, so snow not being made right now at Appalachian Ski Mountain. Reason being, it's just too warm for that. But our mountains are actually doing pretty good on snow. Now, what you see in that baby blue is the average snow for the entire winter. And some of us, like Beech Mountain, have already eclipsed that. Sugar Mountain getting close to it. So is Cataloochee and Appalachian Ski Mountain. Now, in order to make that snow, the air obviously has to be cold. But it's better if it's dry because as they shoot out this compressed water, it evaporates. Evaporation's a cooling process. Like when you step out of the pool or shower on a dry day, you can feel yourself cooling down. So the temperature cools to what's called the wet bulb and snow develops. Now in future sites like Salt Lake City, they're going to really have to make the snow because their average snow continues to go down over the years. In the spirit of the Olympics, though, today we're in the 60s. What medal would you give today's weather forecast? You can go to my Instagram story and answer that question. Meanwhile, it's been very cold for the past several weeks, not just here, but Elizabeth in New Jersey, where they're doing some ice boating. Really wild stuff.
Yeah, really cool stuff there. Of course, it's been a cold couple of weeks for us and for them as well. When we pulled up this video the first time, I was like, wow. So there looks like these sailboats, but they actually are on skis, and the wind pushes them across the Navesink River in New Jersey. And over the last few years, it hasn't been cold enough for the ice to get thick enough for them to be able to do it. And I'm sure they were sad. I mean, these things, probably look like they're fairly expensive. You can see how he just like pushes along, jumps on, and then uses the sail to get around the river there. It looks like so much fun. I'm sure they were happy to have the cold temperatures. I'm not sure that we've been so happy to have the cold temperatures around here, but today's the day that we start to warm up. It's nice and sunny out. Temperature is approaching freezing after starting in the mid-20s this morning. Our southwest wind at 6 miles per hour will help to bring that warmth in, but it's not going to last long because of the front that comes in tomorrow. Now, we'll be mild when the front comes through. This is all going to be rain. As this rain is falling tomorrow morning, it's likely to be around 50 degrees. At 5 a.m., we start to see the rain rolling through, and right during the morning commute, we see those showers. After that, it moves on out, and we'll probably end up with some clearing in the afternoon, but the temperatures will begin to fall. 30% chance for tomorrow, and then getting into the weekend. Right now, it really looks like more of a Sunday event. A day or two ago, it looked like more like Saturday, but the models have really been slowing down the arrival of this. You can see it's a big, potent system. It's going to bring all the moisture up out of the Gulf of Mexico and bring us a good soaker, which we really need. Right now, it looks like we should be dry for Valentine's Day, which is great for folks who are going to be out out, taking their Valentine to dinner and that sort of thing. We'll likely see the rain developing through the day on Sunday and into Sunday night, and it could be heavy at times. We could end up with over an inch of rain widespread across our viewing area, and we definitely need it. Currently, we are still under severe drought, which we have been for weeks. This won't erase it, but every little bit definitely helps. 66 for today, by far the warmest day of the next 7, but we're not looking at bitter cold either. We'll see temperatures dropping tomorrow and then near normal all the way through Monday. Monday, we're going to bounce up again, at least into the upper 50s, Ken.
Excellent. Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. That situation in I-40 eastbound near the Cary Harrison exit. It was a crash that cleared just a little while ago. It's actually off to the shoulder of the road when you really look at it. Here's what we're talking about. We're still seeing some lingering delays, even stretching all the way back to I-540. So let's take you outside and show you exactly what we're talking about. Here's the crash right here off to the shoulder of the road. So what we're seeing right now, just some onlooker delays, to be quite honest with you. So if this is part of your morning commute, traffic is moving, albeit at a slower clip that you might want. But in terms of other routes coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area, we're seeing that slow down on US 1 coming in from Apex down to 7 minutes. It was up to double digits a little while ago. And then you see that 7-minute delay coming in on I-40 eastbound this morning. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Coming up, healthcare costs with premiums and out-of-pocket expenses on the rise. 5 on your side shows you the ways that you can lower your bills.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time is 8:26. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gartner. And Elizabeth, the warm-up is on the way today.
It's such a pretty start to the day, too. This is a live look at Durham. Temperatures early this morning were in the mid-20s, so it's been cold to begin with. But we'll see a southwest wind really warming things up for us today. You can see the beautiful sunshine here in Zebulon. Right now it's 29 in Fayetteville, but 25 in Roanoke Rapids, 30 in Wilson, and 31 in Durham. Our high temperature this afternoon will climb on up into the mid-60s. And Ken, we should be in the 60s for about 5 hours this afternoon.
Oh, my little ones would love that. So listen, we're staying on top of that situation in I-40 eastbound. Here's what we're talking about. It's a crash that was around the Cary Harrison exit, and man, it's still causing some lingering delays all the way back to I-540 right now. So here's what it looks like. And really and truly, this is onlooker delay. It's right underneath the sign right there, off to the shoulder of the road is what we're seeing right now. If this is part of your morning commute, you're probably looking at maybe a 5 to 7 minute delay. So nothing that's going to make you late. I'll be taking a look at some other major routes coming into Raleigh coming up at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
Ken, thank you. Breaking news this morning. A 49ers player and Garner native is hurt after a shooting at a Super Bowl after party in San Francisco. Police say Keon White was shot in the ankle around 4 a.m. yesterday after an argument at a nightclub. White went to Garner Magnet High School and was drafted to the NFL in 2023. No word yet on any arrests. Happening today, we will hear from the defense in the Austin Thompson trial. He has already pleaded guilty to killing 5 people in Raleigh's Hedingham community in 2022. The defense presents its case to convince the judge that he's capable of reform. If they fail, he faces a life sentence without parole. Coming up on Fox 50 now, the heroic efforts from one man to save the life of a boy he didn't know.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And we're looking at a chilly start this morning. We started in the mid-20s. We're beginning to warm up, and we're going to make it all the way into the 60s. But I'll show you why a cold front tomorrow will ruin that for the rest of the week.
Also coming up, late night shooting. A man is in critical condition after he was found shot in a car in Garner. The questions we have for police this morning.
And sentencing resumes. The defense begins its presentation today at Raleigh mass shooter Austin Thompson's trial. Their argument for why he should be allowed the possibility of parole. We're going to get to those stories and more in just a few minutes here. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith with the chilly weather we're experiencing this morning.
Yes.
Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a warm-up on the way.
Yeah, it's going to be so nice. We're going to climb all the way up into the mid-60s for this afternoon. And coming up, I'll show you how long it's been since we've seen a high in the 60s. It may be quicker than you imagine. We take a look at Southern Pines, and you can see beautiful sunshine here. Our wind is out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour, and that flow out of the southwest is going to bring us all that warmth for today. Right now it is 31 in the Triangle. Down in Southern Pines it's 30 in Rocky Mount. I imagine the golf courses will be fairly busy this afternoon since we'll have the warmest day that we've seen in a while. Our temperatures right now are anywhere from 5 to almost 20 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So we already have a big jump on our chilly day yesterday. And we'll climb into the mid-60s for this afternoon for about 5 hours. Lots of sunshine for it today. And tomorrow stays on the mild side, but we'll have rain to begin with during the day. And we'll take a look at that coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We want to stay on top of that situation on I-40 eastbound. It's a crash that was near the Cary Harrison exit a little while ago. It cleared a little while ago, maybe off of the shoulder of the road, but we're still seeing some lingering delays all the way back to I-540. So let's take you outside, show you what we're talking about. The crash was in this vicinity right here. You can still see some remnants of it as people are really beginning to ease up and that congestion beginning to ease as well. So that's really good news this morning. As we widen out the view, give you a look at some of the other major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area. Right now, you're looking at a 5-minute delay. That situation that we saw that between Highway 55 and the US 64 interchange there in Apex, it has gotten really a lot better. Just a 5-minute delay. And that's a 7-minute delay that you're seeing right there on I-40 eastbound coming in from Durham that we just showed you. The other troubled spot, of course, our friends at Wake Forest. You're looking at a 10-minute delay coming south on US 1 Capitol Boulevard, if you will. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. This morning, police are trying to piece together information after a man was shot inside a car in Garner. This happened late last night on Timber Drive near Vandora Springs Road. Ali Kadlabar is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker this morning. And Ali, you've been at that scene all morning. We know that there's still a lot of questions about what exactly happened.
And I've reached out to Garner Police multiple times this morning and waiting to hear back on exactly what they know so far. They were out here late last night trying to piece together what exactly happened here. We can still see the marks on the road. You can see the outline of where that car was. We can also still see shattered glass that came from that car. Now we want to take you to this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker of what that scene looked like. You can see that large investigation even shutting down parts of Timber Drive. The focus of the investigation was that red car. The windows are shattered. There appears to be boots outside of it. Now, Garner police say they responded to a disabled car on Timber Drive around 7:15 last night. They found a man shot inside. Listen to this broadcasted by radio traffic. It indicates that the man was a passenger in the car and was shot multiple times.
It's in the intersection, male passenger ×3 GSWs. They're in the right lane, right at the intersection. Go ahead and stage Garner Police is not far.
We're working to confirm this information with police. We know that that man was the only person inside the car. That's according to police. He was taken to the hospital, seriously hurt. We're working to get an update on his condition. Of course, when we hear back, we're going to let you know. Reporting live in Garner, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Today, the sentencing hearing for Raleigh mass shooter Austin Thompson resumes. The defense will present its case, trying to persuade the judge that Thompson should be eligible for parole. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey live outside the Wake County Justice Center this morning. And Kelsey, what can we expect today?
Well, Ken, we're just about an hour away from hearing from the defense in the Austin Thompson trial. Thompson's attorneys will be walking through these doors here at the Wake County Justice Center on a mission to convince the judge that he deserves parole. We must remember Thompson has already pleaded guilty for killing 5 people during the 2022 mass shooting in Raleigh's Hedingham community. The defense's job now is to convince the judge that he's capable of reform. If the facts and testimony do not prove that he is, he will likely be sentenced to life without parole. The state took about 3.5 days of testimony. We expect the defense will take days of testimony too. FBI behavioral analyst Dr. Carrie Gibson took to the stand Friday. She has profiled and reviewed cases for mass shooters, but has not analyzed Austin Thompson. Her testimony focused on what mass shooters have in common through what she calls the pathway of violence.
Research has shown at least one bystander witnessed one or more concerning behaviors in 100% of the cases.
Bystanders will see concerning behaviors, and we've seen that it can be one, but it more likely has been even more than that.
And looking ahead now, the big question is, will Austin Thompson appear on the stand? We're still waiting to find that out. So you can watch today's court proceedings live on WRAL.com starting at 9:30 this morning. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
You can get caught up with what else will happen in court today and more on WRAL's YouTube channel. And as Kelsey just mentioned, you can watch the sentencing hearing starting at 9:30 this morning on WRAL.com.
Breaking news this morning, an NFL player from Garner is hurt after he was shot during a Super Bowl party in San Francisco. That was at an after party. Police in San Francisco say 49ers player Keon White was shot in the ankle at about 4 a.m. yesterday. Police say the shooting happened after an argument in a nightclub. No arrest has been made. The team says White underwent successful surgery and his injuries aren't expected to threaten his career. White went to Gardner Magnet High School and was drafted by the New England Patriots in 2023.
An off-duty police officer in Virginia accused of shooting a woman while he was off-duty is now in custody. Investigators say this is the officer right here who was taken into custody after he's stealing a car in Henderson. Police arrested Charles Stokes at a home last night in Kinbridge, Virginia. That's about 20 miles north of South Hill. Investigators say Stokes shot a woman several times in a domestic incident. Authorities say he then drove to Henderson. That's where he's accused of stealing a car from Brooklyn Hauling, where he worked. There's no update on the condition of the woman who was shot.
2 men are facing charges after an animal cruelty bust in Nash County. According to court documents, 2 men were growing and preparing more than 600 roosters for cockfighting. The Nash County Sheriff's Office says the investigation started when a deputy tried to serve a warrant last month, and that's when they saw the animals in bad shape. The Sheriff's Office says more people could be facing charges. Nash County Animal Services is taking care of the birds. The 2 suspects are due back in court later this month.
We received a new response from UNC after judge says the university must allow protesters to return to campus. This is video from a recent protest, of course. In 2024, several protesters were punished by being banned indefinitely from campus. The judge ruled the ban is likely a form of discrimination. Last night, the university released this statement saying, in part, UNC Chapel Hill is committed to fostering an environment where free speech and intellectual engagement flourish. We will continue to support and encourage our Carolina community to exercise their free speech rights in a peaceful manner that is in compliance with laws and campus policies.
Shaw University is setting up some students with hotel rooms after a dorm fire. The university sent an email saying in-state students should have returned yesterday. All others can return through Thursday. Students are instructed to only bring essentials. The email also says faculty and staff are providing additional support during this time.
Today's show anchor Savannah Guthrie shared another plea on social media for the safe return of her mother, Nancy.
No matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
Nancy Guthrie was last seen at her Tucson, Arizona home 10 days ago. Savannah and her siblings said they were willing to pay a ransom note that had reportedly called for a deadline of 5 p.m. yesterday. No word if that was actually paid. Also, more missing persons billboards are going up all across the Southwest. Investigators say they still don't know who is responsible for this. A $50,000 reward is in place for any information leading to Nancy Guthrie's safe return home.
Today, a Wake County School Board committee plans to discuss ongoing security projects. That includes the new emergency response protocol. Training begins next month. So last week, the board approved moving $10 million from the land purchasing budget to the school security infrastructure budget. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst says they haven't decided what they plan to do with those funds.
There is a list in the presentation set for today that goes over, all these different options, weapons detection, fencing around schools, another reassessment of whether the district's safety is, some of their practices are up to standard.
The board plans to go over infrastructure improvements today. That meeting starts at 1 p.m. You can check for any updates on the education section of WRAL.com.
Here's what we're watching for today at the Winter Olympics. Medals will be awarded in the mixed doubles curling competition, as well as in speed skating, ski jumping, and freestyle skiing. Men's singles figure skating begins today, and in a big rivalry game, Team USA's women's hockey team will play Canada. Well, the U.S. has won 2 silver medals already today at the Games. Team USA now has 4 medals after winning 2 golds earlier in the Games. Italy now leads the medal count with 10. Norway is in second, followed by Japan, Switzerland, and Sweden. The U.S. is just outside the top 5, tied for 6th place.
Ken, I'm keeping my eye on the official Olympics website, and they have this neat little blog that kind of shows you some of the updates, kind of all in one spot, just because we're talking about different things. So it's nice to have one little short blurb here and there for some of the updates, including one of Ukraine's athletes seems to have set an early benchmark in the biathlon. Over in ice hockey, Sweden earns a shutout win against Japan. For alpine skiing, it looks like there's a bit of a tricky course there that's catching some skiers, so that's kind of been a bit of concern there. And for ice hockey, Sweden added 2 goals in the second period about 25 minutes ago. But again, this is just one of the little live blogs that they have, just many little updates. We'll be looking for more of these throughout the day, as well as an updated medal count.
Another exciting day at the Olympics. Chris, thanks. Our news continues now at 8:42. Lowering healthcare costs. Many of us are facing higher premiums and out-of-pocket costs. 5 on your side says 5 ways to lower your healthcare bills.
And habitat hazard, how NCDOT is helping a roost of bats have a place to call home.
And heading outside, we're going to give you a live look at Lake Gaston. Very picturesque Lake Gaston. Looked like a boat just went through there. Temperature turnaround. Temperatures rise into the 60s for the first time in nearly a month today. Ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Garden explains what's behind the warm-up and why this will not last very long. So get out and enjoy it today.
8:46, taking a live look at downtown Raleigh right now. Beautiful sunshine, just a little bit of a breeze there in front of the Legislative Building. Our temperatures are starting to climb. We ended up first off in the mid-20s, and now we're climbing into the upper 30s in a few places. Looking at 37 now in South Hill, mid-30s in Tarboro. It's 34 in Goldsboro and 36 in Lewisburg. So we're coming along. A southwest wind today is going to continue to warm us up, and it'll happen pretty fast, around 9 o'clock, 38. But if you want it to warm up before you head out for exercise, 52 at 11 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock, 61. And if you're going to be out with your kids at their after-school practice, take along that camp chair, hang out outside. It's going to be gorgeous. At 3 o'clock, 65. At 5 o'clock, 63. Even at 7 o'clock after sunset, temperatures will be in the upper 50s, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, that's southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Rock Quarry Road. We're seeing some bumper-to-bumper traffic right now. But that's the situation this time of the morning that we see there on that southern loop of the Beltline. So if you're listening to us on the radio, 101.5 HD3. Right now, you're looking at a 9-minute delay between Rock Quarry and US 1 there in Cary. So keep that in mind. But all the routes on I-40 westbound, you're coming in from Gardner, Johnston County, no delays whatsoever at this hour.
Ken, thank you. Couples are expected to spend big this Valentine's Day. The National Retail Federation projects Americans will spend around $29 billion this holiday. That would be a record amount. An NFR annual survey found shoppers are budgeting around $200 to spend on gifts for their loved ones. So candies, flowers, cards, and jewelry are some of the most popular gifts, of course.
It's not just groceries and rent. Now it's healthcare, putting a strain on everyone's budget in 2026. Many of us are facing higher premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Well, 5 on your side's Ashley Rowe sharing 5 smart steps to lower medical bills and avoid paying more than you have to.
Even if you didn't switch your insurance for 2026, you might be in for costly changes. Consumer Reports says there are a few things you can do to cut healthcare costs. Start by studying your plan.
Plans change every year. They work with different doctors, different pharmacies. They may even cover different medications from year to year.
To avoid unexpected charges, you'll want to work with doctors and hospitals that are in-network and have partnered with your insurance to offer pre-negotiated rates. Most insurance websites have a Find a Doctor tool, and you can always call the clinic of your choice to verify they'll accept your plan. And if you take prescription medication, don't just refill and pay. Ask your doctor or pharmacist if there's a generic option and whether there are manufacturer coupons or other discounts. That can mean instant savings every month. And remember, generics have to meet the same safety and effectiveness standards as those brand name drugs. If you're overwhelmed by a hospital bill, ask about financial assistance or charity care. Many hospitals have programs that can reduce your balance or even wipe it out, depending on your income.
One heads up, you may have to apply several times to prove that you're qualified.
Finally, don't overlook your community health center. These nonprofit clinics offer primary care. Some also provide dental and mental health services, focusing on uninsured, underinsured, and low-income patients. Another tip from Consumer Reports, consider a health savings account or a flexible spending account. Both let you contribute pre-tax money from your paycheck to cover eligible healthcare costs, including deductibles, over-the-counter medications, and even contact lens supplies, saving you money. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
The DLT is making repairs to a western North Carolina bridge with more than drivers in mind. This bridge on I-40 in the Pigeon River Gorge is home to bats. They roost under the bridge, and the structure was damaged during Helene and needs to be replaced. There wasn't going to be a place for the bats to roost on the new bridge until a DOT engineer came up with an idea.
And my little girl Harper was sitting around the kitchen table actually watching Animal Planet, and I was sitting with a notebook drawing up some ideas on how to take it off the bridge, and it hit me. We took a piece of paper and started drawing these bat habitats enclosed into the boulderscape wall, giving them more of a natural habitat.
So with the help of state and federal wildlife agencies, they were able to design roosting spaces for different species, including the endangered gray bat.
We're here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. That's a great story.
Isn't it a great story?
Yeah.
I love it, sitting around with his daughter. And you know how it is with your kids.
Absolutely.
They can give you so many cool ideas,
And
you know?
golfers will have a cool idea today.
They will. And I knew you were talking about hitting the playground later on this afternoon with these really warm temperatures. One of the things that the warm wind over the weekend did was actually help to create a break in the ice up around Lake Erie. Lake Erie is one of the more shallow lakes relatively, and so it tends to freeze over more often than some of the other Great Lakes. And look what happened with the warm wind over the weekend. You can watch this time lapse of the satellite with a big crack developing in the ice. It's about 80 miles long and 4 to 5 miles wide. It doesn't look like it, of course, you know, from space, but we just thought this was the neatest picture. Most likely the ice will continue to break up, of course, over the next few weeks as we gradually see some warming temperatures. Here's a look at, again, at Southern Pines, which is probably going to be a popular place this afternoon to be outside. 31 is our current temperature, 34 in Apex, 31 Knightdale, and 32 in Durham. So it's still cold enough for your coat this morning. But high temperatures this afternoon between 63 and 68 are the actual high temperature for mid to late March. And I mean, mid-March is only a month away. So we're really going to start to see our temperatures ramping up over the next month or so. You know, we tend to see some warm temperatures sort of sprinkled around through the winter. But the last time we were warm, January 10th, it was 76 degrees, and January 11th, 68. That was the last time we were seeing temperatures in the 60s. And it has been a cold winter. In Fayetteville, the coldest since 2010 to 2011. And in Raleigh, the coldest since 2017 to 2018. So you're not imagining things. Things changing a little bit for us, though. High pressure rotating clockwise, picking up some warmth and pushing it right into North Carolina. Problem is, we'll see a cold front that comes through tomorrow. And that's going to drop our temperatures again. Now, when the rain comes through tomorrow, along with and ahead of the front, it'll be around 50 degrees. But then after that, we're back to near freezing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Warming temperatures in the afternoon, though. 55 is our normal high, so we'll be 10 degrees above that today. And then tomorrow, we'll likely see the temperatures fall a little bit, and then we're back to normal for the weekend starting on Thursday. But looking ahead past the weekend, we could end up with temperatures that are warmer than normal. And in just a few more days, less than a week, we're going to see our first 6 p.m. sunset. So tomorrow morning, expect some scattered showers. We're looking at the chance of some rain again during the day Sunday. Some much needed rain. We could see at least an inch. Laura?
Elizabeth, thank you. Before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers, and we'll get another check on weather and traffic coming up next.